Hello. Alright, so I'm here today to showcase a new setup I came up with. I'm gonna be giving this to my friend because he's gonna be coming back to my co-op. Some of these things in my inventory I just had on me and you don't actually need for the setup. So it's fairly cheap. It's around 10ish mil for a full sword, pet, and armor set. And that does decent damage. Now, I'm not including talismans and, like my combat level and stuff like that. So, you're not gonna have as much damage as mine, but you will. This is definitely what you're gonna want to go for. So, what you're gonna want to wear is also, if you get a cool dyed tarantula helmet, this set looks hot. This. It combines survivability with damage and ferocity. So you're going to want a Flower of Truth because it does a good amount of damage for dirt cheap because it got nerfed to hell. Yeah. But it's still really good. I have a live dagger, but this is again for my friend. I'm just showcasing it here. You're going to wear half werewolf, the legs and the boots. Dungeonize him if you want. If you want to use this for dungeons, which you can. And these, plus putting dirty on here, and I'll show you the pet in a second, which is a epic tiger, will give you, if you have a decent tiger, about 80ish Pharaoh. This will give you 20. This will give you 32, I think. Yeah, so this will give you 32, these three. So you'll get 82 Pharaoh with a level 100 epic tiger and all of these. I have two tigers, because this is, again, my friend's. This is the one I use. And if I'm using level 65 in this setup, look at my Pharaoh. So that's pretty funny. So use a mithril coat here, which is really cheap. As you can see, the lowest spin is about 80k. Super good for survivability. Basically, it makes it so you can get maximum 3 tapped. You get regen. Any damage taken is max 40%. So you can't get 1 tapped. You can't even get 2 tapped. And if you were going to get over 40% damage, you'll regen your health a lot faster. This is especially good in dungeons if you're using a rabbit pot. I'm pretty sure the regen is regen 7, so that's pretty nice. And a tarantula helmet for the radioactive bonus. 10 strength. 1 crit damage per 10 strength. And if you have a decent amount of strength, which you should, from the Flower of Truth, that'll deal hella damage. It just gives you a bunch. It's a decent defensive helmet. So, I do a decent amount of damage and survivability with this setup. Also, lock these in. Using, of course, our epic tiger, I'm gonna showcase my better one. So, if I actually had this off for reasons, I'm gonna come over here and hit some bees. And you hear that? You hear that? Also, that sound is way too loud. But if you hear that, if I hit this guy here, that sound there means I actually hit twice. And you have this. This is also what I recommend. Maybe replace his chest plate with something for more damage. For a cheap archer setup, boomerangs are worth nothing. They're worth 10 mil a pop. So you could spend 40-ish mil, maybe a little more on this setup, and have a full-ass archer setup. Pharaoh is great because it's literally just a straight % increase in damage. As you can see here, I have 80. I can get 2 more if I max out my tiger pet. And put more, like, put the things on my talismans. I do have cakes and god pot. I don't actually have the mix-in for the god pot. So, as you can see, this is doing a wide range of damages. Around 50-ish K. A little less, a little more, and I have combat 35. And this has some weird enchants that I'm gonna fix. Like, it has prosecute on it, but that's better for one hit. I'm using sharpness and wise 5. If you want, you can change the wise 5 out. Because especially if you put the I would keep it with the ultimate wise if you're planning on making this an archer setup. Again, maybe replace the mithril coat if you're doing archer because you probably have enough money to not get one tapped. Need the insane survivability that it gives. But so, and you're also not gonna be hitting with the flower as much. You're not gonna rely on this left click. You're only really gonna rely on its right click to clear rooms and dungeons. I would recommend Swarm or Soul Eater on this thing. As you can see, it can do varying amounts of damage. Because does half the damage of the normal attack, but it can deal up to a little bit more. To 50% more damage than the left click. But you can just kind of so I'm gonna go, yeah, the Yeti sword isn't required, but it is hot. Also, if you care about stuff like this and making this setup look amazing, just like look cool, you go on your island and put a cauldron and then drop your tarantula helmet into it, and it'll dye it brown. Which is really cool. Alright, that's all from me. See you in whenever the hell I decide to upload. Bye! You get to see my OBS screen because I don't know how to pause the recording with a hotkey.